Hey guys, welcome. It's Richard Butler. It's Monday, December 14th with my State of the Internet address. And this week, something slightly different, but I have two important messages for you. Well, the first one, as always, is to make sure that you like and subscribe to this video and leave any comments if you have any comments. But the second thing is, in the description, you'll find a link to a page where you can sign up to make sure that you get priority updates and special extra videos regarding building your business online and a few surprise goodies. This is something that I'm launching in January because next year I want to take things to a new level and I want to provide even more value for my VIP members who are signed up on the list in the description. So it's middle of December. Things are going to start to wind down. Before we know it, it's going to be Christmas week, which is next week, and that's when the craziness starts. But let me ask you an honest question. Has this year panned out to be everything you expected? Now, what a question to ask, because who would have expected COVID-19? I started the new year thinking it was going to be the most amazing year, and I have to say it has been a pretty good year for me, but I didn't think things would pan out with lockdowns, etc. Now, things did go quite well for me this year because, well, there's a number of things that I did and a number of things that I'm actually going to do next year, which I'll talk to you about on my VIP list. But there are a number of things that I did this year, and one of them was being consistent. And that means being consistent in producing these videos every single week, even when I didn't feel like recording them, even when I was super stressed because sometimes I was still actually editing the video 15 minutes before I had to actually put it up on YouTube. So you can see there's a lot that goes on that perhaps you don't know, but next year, as I said, for my VIPs, I'm going to show you behind the scenes of how I do all of these videos, etc. So consistency was one thing, but the other thing that I did a lot of this year was planning, but not only planning, but taking action. And this led to more video views, more interaction from you guys, and of course reviewing more products. And that also helped me earn some extra commissions. What can you do for your business right away? Well, we're into the last 2 weeks of December, the last 2 weeks of 2020. You can start making plans for next year. Because I'll be honest, I've been on the internet 23 years. I started one of the first web design courses in Ireland back in 1997 when animated GIFs were a huge thing. And you could do appalling things on your website with them. You could make your website look so damn tacky. And I remember one guy, Archie was his name, God love him, he created such an absolutely horrendous website with spinning graphics, spinning animated GIFs. It was just horrendous. And God love you, Archie, I still remember you. But I dilly-dallied for a long time. I spent money on courses that I thought would help me, but I wasn't at the right level. So I was buying courses from Frank Kern when I wasn't earning a dime. And I started to have some good success, and then life took its toll. And well, that's another story. And it took me a long time to get to the right mindset. Now, the problem is that you will be told by the gurus that you must do this and you must do that, and overnight riches, and how they made, 10,000 a month by putting in this simple hack in their business, etc. But they don't tell you the full story on that because it takes a lot of work. If I look back at the last year of launches, most of them have been, and everybody that I talk to will agree, that what sells in this space, or what gets people in this space, is overnight riches, something quick that you don't have to work or do any work in order to achieve success. And that honestly doesn't really work because you have to have a wider sort of plan around that. You see the things, animated videos for local businesses, but if you're not in the local business market, you can't just start in it. I mean, you have to build a plan of how you're going to do that. Or I've seen, interactive video systems. Now, I am going to be purchasing one because I planned out my idea on how to use this in a couple of the niches that I'm actually working in. But a lot of the times you will get 1,000 emails for this particular product telling you that you have to have this interactive video, and I'm thinking of one in particular which wasn't that great in my opinion, but they will say you have to have this in order to have success because everybody's doing it, but maybe it's not right for you. So you need to look at my playlist of business lessons, because that's where I also show you and break down a process that you want, because you want to have some sort of process. Affiliate marketing is very good, but you have to deal with refunds, you have to deal with not getting paid for 60 to 90 days. So you have to have a consistent flow. But again, there you have to plan. What am I going to advertise? What am I going to review? What am I not going to review? What am I going to promote? How does that affect my reputation, etc.? Because there's been a couple of things that I've promoted to this year, I think, that were not that good. And one of them that was, both of them were pretty disastrous. But you have to think about things like that. So there's a lot that goes into building this online business idea. But you shouldn't build an online business thinking about selling them information on how to build their business when you haven't built it yourself. A lot of the techniques that I've learned work really well once you have something established. The idea of somebody signs up for your mailing list and then you ask them to unlock prizes by referring other people. That could work well if you have some sort of business in place. There's no magic button here, because the guys who are making the 30, 40, 50,000 a month, well, that's in their total sales. That's not their total profit, because if you think about it, if they're making 50,000 a month, they have to pay at least half of that to their affiliates. So that brings them down to 25,000, which isn't bad. And then you're talking about designing the website and copywriting. So that might be another 5,000. That brings them down to 20,000. There could be fees from PayPal, from the Warrior Plus, JVZoo, all those places, which could add up to quite a lot. So let's say that knocks off another 2,000. So that's 18,000. Then they've had advertising costs. Then they also have maybe staff that they pay. So at the end of the month, that 50,000 that they mentioned could actually be just 14,000. Okay, still not a bad bit of money every month, but then when you take out their taxes, maybe it's 10,000. So you see the way when somebody says that they're earning X amount, that's not the true amount. I know people who are spending 5,000 to 10,000 a day, 5,000 to 10,000 a day on advertising, and that's how they get so many new leads in. And for a lot of these big marketers, they have big lists because they churn and burn them. That means that they send out thousands of emails to thousands of people, and people unsubscribe. They mark them as spam. They don't want to hear from them anymore. They don't take action on the emails, but they spend more money advertising to get more people into their lists so that there is a constant supply. Now, the other thing, and I've talked about this before, a lot of marketers support each other. Because you supported me on my launch, I'll support you on your launch. But that does not mean that the products that these marketers are promoting are any good. And I actually, and I know I said in one of my videos, I reached out to a marketer who I respect and said to him, mate, you know that this is a piece of shit and you're promoting. And he said, I know, but there's nothing I can do because they promoted for me and I have to reciprocate. So there's a few inside secrets there, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Next week, I want to do a video where I talk about planning and how you can plan for the future. Now, this will also line up with my business lessons that I've done, but it's really important that you start to plan, because I've seen training programs where they say start blogging about your journey to actually become an online marketer. And yeah, that's good, but I don't know how much traffic you're going to get. I don't know how many people are going to visit that. I think it's better to make a better plan of what you want to do with your website. Now, again, you have to look at your experience as well, because if you're an accountant, if you're an electrician, if you're a plumber, if you're a dancer, if you're a yoga teacher, there are lots of opportunities on the internet for you, and especially now that more people are used to consuming courses online, there could be a big potential there for you. So there's a couple of very important action steps that you need to take. The first one is to subscribe to this channel and to like this video and leave a comment if you have any questions. The second really important thing that you need to do is join my VIP list, which is in the description below. And the third one is to be ready to plan and take action over the next couple of weeks, while you probably have a little bit of downtime in between turkey and hams and Christmas dinners and Stephen's Day and Christmas Eve and New Year's Day. You will have more time to plan and take action. Okay, so can you promise me that? Let's see who are the action takers by seeing who are those who actually sign up for the VIP list. I'm going to talk to you next week with a very important video. Talk to you then, guys. Bye.